Welcome, everyone, to A Mexican and a Redneck Father the World. We are your hosts and surrogate fathers, Juan and Ben. Before we go into our topic today, I am so excited to announce that we have a YouTube channel. We overcame the technological hurdles, Juan.
We did it.
We did it! I'm
We
so excited!
finally got in contact with the YouTube guys, and they were able to set up a channel for us.
I did. I got on the phone and on my landline and said, Mr. YouTube.
Yep.
From my landline telephone.
Yep.
I need to be on your YouTube internet highway.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you can be on the YouTubes.
Yep.
I'm like, cool. How do I do it? He's like, I got it set up. And he just went in there and typed something in on the Magic Box.
Mm-hmm.
And the Magic Box shot out a YouTube channel.
Yep.
So we need you guys to go to it.
Now, I will say this, because obviously we didn't have like video recording in the initial videos. We didn't record ourselves, but we did record our chickens.
We did. You're going to listen to our podcast while looking at our chickens walk around in the yard and eat scratch grain.
Our chickens will be world famous.
They will be, and one day we will be too.
Yeah,
with
maybe.
y'all's help, of course.
But mainly our chickens.
Mainly the chickens are going to be famous. You'll see the Colonel. He's our mascot always. But we want y'all to go and leave comments. You know, we've been working hard to give our listeners a voice. That's very important to us. We want to know what you think. Do you like it? Do you want to see something different or hear a subject? Get on there and let us know. We're very excited to finally be able to connect with y'all. This is a big deal for us. But anyways, now back to the show. Today we will be discussing planning for success. Juan, have you ever planned for success? Or does it just happen to you?
It just happens, every time in the morning when I wake up and just, I just somehow I end up with my pants on and I'm like, it's going to be a good day because I've already succeeded in putting on my pants. How? I don't know, but I got pants on.
You can't plan greatness.
No,
it just happens.
It just happens, Some people, spend all morning long. How do I put my pants on? To me, it just happens.
You just wake up great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us who have to plan for greatness, any pointers?
No.
Just be great.
Try to put your pants on. I don't know. No, planning for success is very. This is something that I've really been thinking about. Because, just how do I say this? Well, to put it mildly, we are living in some very, very interesting times. I keep on telling people, it's like if the time that we're living in right now was a movie, we would be looking at each other and being like, no, that's too much. Yeah, turn that thing off. That's crazy. But yeah, we're living it. But with everything that's happening in the world, where it's like how do we plan for success? How do we plan for the future? Because I feel like we're living in a time, Ben, where the future is very much unknown. But you and I, we're both dads. We both have kids. We both have dreams, desires, goals that we want to accomplish. So I keep on having this thought: how do we prepare for the future when you don't know what the future is going to be? And if you are uncertain of the future, is like what is coming down the pike, I keep on coming back to this thing. You got to have principles in place that regardless of what's happening in the future, you're going to succeed because of your principles. I think this is the time that we're living in.
Sure. So you can't put all your faith in, well, I've got $100,000 in the bank, or I've got this business model that's going to work. You have to know that your planning for the future must depend on what's inside of you more than anything.
Yes. We're living in a time where the old philosophy of go to school, get a good job, work hard, and you'll succeed, I think that's going away. And I think maybe it's already gone. So, but the principles don't, they withstand the test of time. If you develop a work ethic, if you develop the strong principle like, hey, I'm going to be a hard worker, I'm going to be an innovator, I'm going to be somebody who thinks for themselves, you're going to succeed regardless of the situation that's around you. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree with that. I took a business course. This would have been 5 years ago. when I was trying to get my bachelor's degree. Believe it or not, I do have a bachelor's degree. I'm very proud of this because I wasn't sure that that was even possible when I got out of high school. So I'm pretty amazed that I have one, and I actually graduated with honors. I had cum laude, I think what it's called.
I don't know.
I don't either. But I got to wear a sweet necklace with a little fake gold emblem, so I was pretty pumped about that.
That's nice. Good.
But we were discussing this model because 5 years ago it might have had the potential to exist, but our business teacher, he was talking to us about it and said, do you think the traditional model where a person goes to a company, works for 30 years, has a pension, a retirement, is that job security? That was the question. What is job security? Is it that old school model we saw our grandfathers and fathers grow up in? This the company's going to take care of me, and company man, all that. And the consensus, I mean, it was unanimous. We all of us younger people agreed that just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You can't just get a pension and a 401k and Social Security and not even have a degree of any sort.
Yeah, because one of the scary things that we're seeing now in our society now, Ben, it's like, especially with the boomer generation, people who are wanting to get, they're retiring or getting ready to retire, but then the question is being asked is like, wait, are you actually going to be able to take care of me like you said you would? So there's that big uncertainty. And then my wife and I, we've been talking about it as far as like one of the things that we've talked about for our kids is like higher education. And her and I, we have a little bit different stance as far as like what higher education, whether going to college, stuff like that is. And really at this point, we live in a society where a college degree, it doesn't mean what it used to mean maybe 20, 30 years ago. So like obviously, because like for your instance, you worked very, very hard to do that, to get that accomplished. And that's something that's definitely helped you out achieve what you wanted to achieve. But, now it's almost being painted to where it's just, is not necessarily important unless it is. I don't know if that makes sense, what I'm saying.
Oh, I talked to, when I was looking for the type of job that I have now, the career path, I was talking to someone who does a lot of hiring for businesses and owns a couple. And I told her, well, I graduated cum laude with this GPA, and I have my bachelor's degree in business management. And she just looked at me and said, so? And I thought I did something, because to me it was a big achievement because I never thought I would get there. But to her, a representative of the rest of the world who's hiring, she's like, everybody's got one of those. Yeah. What else sets you apart?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. I mean, it was a very kind thing for her to do. She was really looking out for me. She wasn't being mean at all.
Yeah.
But it was a kind perspective to give me. She just gave it very aggressively, which I also appreciated because it made me go, oh, here's that slap in the face. You thought you did something great, but really, to the rest of the world, it wasn't.
Well,
it wasn't that big of a deal.
And don't get me wrong, because you did do something great. But then behind that, what was it that caused you to do something great? Was the fact that you have the principles in place to achieve that greatness. You have work ethic.
Yes.
You have commitment. You have determination. You have a willingness to go the extra mile. So you have these principles that when you put them with that degree, set you apart. If you had that degree without the principles, then you're just like anybody else. And now in the situation that we live in now, you can have the principles without the degree and you're still set apart. Because the key thing is the principles. Whenever you're hired, I was having a conversation with my younger brother not too long ago, and one of my brothers, he owns his own business, and then my other younger brother, he was trying to go to work with him, and I was asking him, I was like, why are you wanting to work with him? It's like, I want to help him out. Well, if you're going to go work for him because you're helping him out, you're doing it for the wrong motive. Because in his mind, he's going to hire you as an employee. As an employee, when a business owner hires an employee, the reason they're hiring that employee is not for that employee to help them out, but is for that employee to do something that he doesn't want to do. I'm trying to hire somebody that can do something that I don't want to do. I don't want I'm not running a daycare system or trying to hire somebody like, okay, that I can babysit and take care of, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
But then my brother, he was going in with the mindset of like, well, I'm helping him out. But in reality, he wanted him to help him out and mentor him and coach him and develop him and grow him. You know, it kind of goes back to kind of like the theme of our podcast, Ben, as far as like, we're all looking for that father figure. And even through our jobs, we're kind of looking for that mentor, coach, father figure to like, hey, you're doing a good job. Yeah, let me hold your hand. But then there comes a point in life as a man to where you're like, no, I'm gonna fend for myself. This is what I'm bringing to the table. These are the burdens that I'm gonna be able to remove away from you to make your life easier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you're planning for success, that's the kind of success that I'm thinking about is like, by me being your friend, what burden am I removing from your life? By me being involved in your company, what burden am I removing from you? What service am I providing? You know, and then that's how true success comes. When you're able to present to somebody, be like, hey, if you hire me, if you befriend me, your life is going to be better because of these factors.
Yeah, absolutely. You're selling, and that's what she did when she was talking to me. I started saying, well, these are the attributes I have that helped me get my degree. She said, that's what you need to sell.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying, like to finish up my story of where I was with her. You know, she came in and said, sell your work ethic, sell your wit, sell your ability to kind of make things happen when they seemed impossible, because that's what sets you apart from every other person who got a business management degree.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, it's a pretty common degree.
Yeah.
Not very specialized. And that was one of the things when I go, oh, I got to sell me at this job interview. I got to sell me to this lender. I got to sell me to this friend. Like you're saying, you know, like there's a lot in you. You just got to find what it is that sets you apart and makes you great, and then sell it to people.
Yes.
Market yourself, not so much your skill.
Yeah. You know, and in planning for success, you know, that's something I keep on thinking about, because we've talked quite a bit about it even in previous podcasts, as far as like choosing a career and developing. But it really comes down to looking at yourself. What are the qualities that I have? What are the qualities that I want to have? How can I get those qualities? If I don't have them, how can I get them? How long is it going to take me to get them? And then that's how you get success in life, by developing yourself and developing the principles that you have to be a better person 5 years from now than from where you are right now. Because one of the big questions I keep on asking myself, Ben, is when I'm 40, when I'm 45, when I'm 50, and I look back in my life, what questions am I going to ask myself? What things am I going to look back and be like, man, I wish I had focused more on this. Man, I wish I had focused more on this. I wish I had done less of this and more of this. And I'm at a point in life right now where I'm trying to look at that and be like, what's important? What's going to be important for 40-year-old Juan? What's going to be important for 45-year-old Juan? You know, because I know what's going to be important for 80-year-old Juan is making sure I can get to the bathroom before I piss my pants.
It's important.
Well, you know what? Maybe not 80-year-old. I'm going for 100. I'm going for 100. By 100, that's going to be my biggest worry. Can I get to the bathroom before I piss my pants? By 80, when I'm 80, I'm still going to be able to go to the bathroom just comfortably.
I'm shooting for 120. I'm taking it all the way.
You're going all the way?
Going all the way.
Okay, all right. Hey, you know what? Let's go all the way. 120.
Going all the way. Going all the way. You know, just going my way too. I hope I can get older and like reach that 80, 100, 120 obviously mark, but do it healthily.
Yeah.
Not to say anything bad, but I don't know. It seems, I know no one wants to die, but at the same time, I was talking to a friend of mine about a good death and a bad death. And we were talking, I can't even remember what we were talking about, but he had gotten, I think he was talking about getting cancer, and he said he wanted a good death. And I said, well, what's a good death? Because I just thought you died. And I was younger, and he was in his 70s. And he said, well, a good death is one you choose. He said, so they told me you have cancer and we need to do radiation and chemotherapy or some, I don't know. He was naming off all these pills and medicines, and he said, I watched my brother die of that stuff. And I looked at him and told him, I don't think I want to do that. And they said, excuse me? He said, I don't want to do that. I want a good death. I said, well, what are you going to do? I'm going to die. They said, but you're only 73. And he said, okay. I want a good death. I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, Pall Mall cigarettes and black coffee on the front porch while I read books and wait to die. I said, that's what you told him? He's like, yep, that's my death plan. And I'm doing it my way. And that's a good death. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
What a concept. And this guy's, he was a retired Marine.
Yeah.
He was a major.
Yeah.
Infantry officer, did 3 tours in Vietnam, did a lot of other trips or deployments. That's the word they use. Deployments to different other parts of, I guess, Asia from some stories he had told me. And this man had seen some stuff and done some stuff. And he was very familiar with death if his stories were even half true, which I think most of them were. And that made me go, a good death. Wow, that's... And if you talk to older men, they'll tell you, I want a good death.
Man.
Isn't that a concept?
That
a
is
good death versus just death,
I'm going to write that down. Success is being able to choose a good death.
That's just plan for a good death, right? That's it. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I mean, you got any other thoughts as far as success or planning for the future?
Planning for the future. I do want to do one more. Our YouTube channel. We're planning for the future.
Yes.
We're building a community. We want to build a community. If you like what you hear, go to our YouTube channel, A Mexican and a Redneck Father the World on YouTube. We're working on getting the video part down, so please be patient with us. It's going to be a lot of audio, but we're still working on it.
But we got chickens.
But we got videos of chickens because we wanted to give y'all something, and right now that's the best we can do. We have our trailer. It also has chickens. We named it Double Wide Trailer. And but go to our channel. We want you to subscribe. We want you to like. We want comments especially. And
nice comments.
Any comments and build a discussion. But nice ones would be preferred. Constructive criticism's okay. Just meanness ain't good.
No, it's not.
But that's okay. We love the meanness. I guess we'll take the mean too. And
Ben will take the mean.
I'll deal with it. It's all right. Well, as this episode is starting to die, we want.
Well, with that being said,
it's a good death.
Let us. Yeah, that's a good death.
This episode needs a good death. We're leaving.
This
now.
is the good death right here. So, with that being said, guys, we want to thank you for listening to A Redneck and a Mexican Follow the World. We love you and we're proud of you.